you are a mother and you brought your children to earth, I know time will come that they will be responsible for themselves. But while they are growing up, it is your responsibility to provide them with all the things that they need to be successful in life. I am 75 years old right now, and I'm so proud of it. And by the way, to the mothers that are listening right now, if they are done with their motherhood, hey, give all that attention to yourself. You deserve that.
Tita Josie Harrison joining us from Las Vegas. Happy Mother's Day to you.
Thank you. Same to you, my dear.
Always, always pretty. The last time that I saw you, 2019, in New York, and then pandemic happened. So, kamusta? How have you been?
It's sad what's happening right now. I love to travel. I love to attend different functions in different states. It's been a joy of my life. But right now, I'm more of like stagnant, should I say, dito sa Vegas. Pero to keep myself busy, I'm very active sa programa ko sa radyo, which I am enjoying right now.
Tell us about your program sa Radio Tita.
Oras ng Ligaya is broadcasted every Sunday, 6 to 7 p.m. ng gabi. Monday naman, the same time, 6 to 7 also, ang aking open forum. Gusto kong magkaroon ng programa para mga Pilipino, they have a social connection to kind of express themselves, magsabi ko anong nababother sa kanilang loob or what have you. This is through PHLV Radio at maraming salamat sa aming boss na walang iba si Johan Saison kasi ang dami niyang natutulungan ng mga Pilipino na magkaroon ng mga programa. Ang last but not least, yung aking isa pang program na nagko-co-host din ako, that is with Teacher Boys with Judeline Franco. The same also sa sa PHLB Radio, and it is broadcasted every Saturday.
Yeah. So you've kept busy, Tita. Has COVID, alam mo na, ang daming nag-close down, right? For us, we were affected. We couldn't go out to shoot, right? As much. And that's why we're doing Zoom interviews. We've been doing that for the past year or so. What about you? Have you been affected professionally by COVID?
Not really. Thank God. Sumusunod lang ako sa mga sinasabi nilang precautions, boost ka ng iyong immunity, so that your body system is strong and can fight that little bit of a virus infection or what have you. Unfortunately, may problema ako sa aking balance, pero that is not actually, related to pandemic. I think it's related to being an old person. Yeah. So I'm really tackling it right now. I'm having physical appointments with my therapist. He is from Hawaii, Filipino siya. Very nice. He's really working with me on that. Pero ang pandemic, it's like I said, it is a shame. It's a change in that style of our living. We are not used to that. Americans are so free of whatever choice we want. But right now, it's, kind of medyo hindi na masyadong free. Kaya, yun lang. Pero I can adjust to it. I can, kung ano ang kailangan ipagbawal at pag-ingatan, then I follow some directives, Yeah, so.
Yes, of course. And like you said, you're boosting your immune system. Even now, when people are getting vaccinated, we still need to boost our immune system. We still need to wash our hands frequently, diba? Ako nga, Tita, I feel like when I go out, I'll probably still want to wear masks in public places, just to be sure,
Yes.
Yeah.
I do. Because, kasi right now, we really don't know kung paano nata-transfer yung virus, no? Yung bacteria or whatever it is. Siyempre, kung may mask sa'yo, hindi naman masama kung mag-follow ka ng directives, di ba? At saka, kung hindi, ikaw rin ang mapiperwisyo. Kasi may mga establishment na talagang they will not allow you without the mask. The bank will not allow you. So, really, it is your loss kung hindi ka susunod.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. So it's good to know that professionally you weren't affected much by pandemic. What about personally, mga family get-togethers. Of course, we all know you as this mom of a very accomplished Filipino-American comedian, right? So how has it been getting together with your children? I know it's not just Jokoy, his siblings as well.
Maingat pa rin kami, kasi gaya nung iba kong mga pamangkin, some of them work at Amazon. And so ang contact nila sa iba-ibang tao is we don't know how tight they are sa kanilang pagpo-protection sa kanilang sarili. Kaya meron din kaming precaution, at saka si Fred may underlying situation yung asawa ko, kaya sabi ko sa kanila pag pupunta sila dito, kailangan may mask sila at saka hindi libre ba, hindi at ease, natatakot ka pa rin. Yeah.
Right. So we're hoping that things change for the better soon. But before we look to the future, I'd ask you to take us back to your past, growing up in the Philippines. What was it like? And it's so obvious even when my first interview with you, it's so obvious that Joe got his humor from you. Because you're this jokester as well, and you're so biba, you're such a public speaker. So what was that innate in you, or did you go to school for that, or was that harness? Tell us about it.
Well, may I just share with you that my mother is a very beautiful woman. And when we grew up, we saw her how she was, out there with their friends. She's a joker also, And my mother was an actress in the Philippines. If you were familiar with the different studios in the Philippines, we have LVN production, we have Sampaguita production, and we have Premiere production. My mother is more for the Premiere production, Anita Linda, Efren Reyes, some of those, I forgot already some of the names, but those are the names that stays in my mind because they are very good friend of my mother. And very beautiful, like I said. I'll tell you one story. One time we were all playing Jackstone. Remember Jackstone?
Yeah.
Okay. We're playing Jackstone with my sister, and all of a sudden my mother ran to the window and then started talking to somebody. So it caught our attention. So we all were looking at her, and I said, we all look at her, who is she talking to, And she was so serious. He said, what? I don't know. I didn't know. You didn't tell me. I just blabbering. So we all ran to the window and we looked out and we said, Mom, who are you talking to? She said, nobody. Did I tell you that I was talking to somebody? And we just died, And that's a humor of my mother. It's so weird, so quick, And I noticed that I got it from her. I can throw on a question. My mind is so fast. And even in my broadcasting, majority of my broadcasting, I don't have any memo. I just ask for the bio of my guest and I read it, and I just, of course, you cannot retain every information, So, but I retain some of the significant information, and I'll go on with that. And sometimes, to be honest with you, sometimes I'm amazed myself. I said, how did I come up with that joke? And then I caught Joe. Yeah. Having a bit of this too, and he's been a joker all his life. Even at home, I'll be watching TV and all of a sudden he will run in front of me wearing his shorts and he's imitating Tom Cruise.
Yeah. Risky Business. Is it Risky Business? I think.
Risky, something like that. Yeah. And he will just do that and stay and move his legs and what. I said, get out of there, get out of my sight. And he would just, I'm Tom Cruise.
Tita, the way you were raised, how is that different or similar from the way you raised your children?
Raising my children, I got it from my parents. Number one is respect. I also, whatever you want your kids to follow or imitate, you have to model it to them. Mm-hmm. So I don't drink. I don't know how to drink. Well, not that I don't know how to drink. I don't drink, period. And once in a while, I have wine, very good wine, it's called resata, but anyways, and also I don't smoke.
Yes.
I tried smoking one time, but I did not know I have asthma, and it kind of, did the onset on that. And I said, nope, smoking is not for me. So, and like I said, whatever you want to happen in life, how you want your children to grow up as a human being, to be respected and respect others people too, you have to be the role model. And I think I did good because Jokoy doesn't smoke. Jokoy doesn't drink. My daughter Roselle, my daughter Gemma. So I have a son. My eldest son Robert. Unfortunately, he was the only one that kind of diverted this way. When he was younger, he was, because of outside peers there, he got a lot of friends that were involved in drugs. And unfortunately, I lost him. He's still alive, but what I mean by that, I lost his appearance or companionship as a family to us, because he is now in Washington State. He is now confined in a group home, unfortunately. Yeah.
Right. But 3 out of 4, that's not bad at all, because you also struggled as an immigrant moving here, so you didn't have all the answers, right? One of the things that I want to say too is you also, it feels like you raised them to be close to each other. Gemma and Jokoy work together. Like, how do you do that? How do you instill closeness in the children that they keep it until they get older?
When I divorced, or when Jokoy's father and I divorced, I really told my children that his name is Jack Herbert, and he is with the Air Force. I told him Jack is the father to Joe, and the father, even though they are adopted, to Roselle and Gemma, but that is their father. And I will not put any obstacle to stop their relationship, because they've got to have a father, and and this is their father, a very good one, a very good supporter, an honest man, a decent man. So I did not stop that. So the closeness is start from there, and it evolves up to now. So yeah.
I love that, as well as raising as a single mom. In fact, we're doing a spotlight, which is a longer conversation at the end of the month, highlighting single women, single moms, because it's not easy. What advice would you give other single moms out there that are raising their children or their child single-handedly?
First of all, to the single parents, always remember, whatever happened to your life is your, I don't want to say problem, but actually it is your problem. It is your issue, but it's not your children's issue. So do not destroy that relationship. Do not be revengeful and be childish that, trying to hide your kid from the father is something that you won. You did not win any war at all in that particular reason or different action, in that action. You are only ruining your children's faith and love and respect and relationship. Because if you separated them from their father, now who is their father? Not all their life you will be there. Something could happen to you, then what? Where does your children go for support, for love and advices? So whatever problem you have, then try to make good of your life, but then keep still with your children. Give them the love and affection that they really need. Yeah.
How did you discipline your children?
I'm kind of bad mother, should I say? Because I spank Jokoy, and I want them to follow me, and I want them to respect. That's all I really after them. I told them respecting is not just for your mother, but it is for the gender, a woman, an age. If they're old, you respect them, and all of that comes in. So I'm a strict mother, but I'm there for them.
I look up to you as well because I'm raising biracial children here in America. And Jokoy, he's mainstream, but he still gives credit to his Filipino roots. How do you keep their heritage alive in them?
Well, with Jokoy, he grew up with majority of the Filipino ways, should I say, and he saw that, and he likes it, and when I see some of the American kids that are, not really doing the right thing, should I say, I talk to my kids and I share with them my experience, like getting pregnant early, I regret that. I don't regret my son, my first son, but I regret what I did. Had I followed what my mother told me is to go to college, educate yourself, do the right thing, maybe my life could have been more beautiful. It's beautiful now. Maybe it could have been more beautiful. And I share that with my kids. And Jokoy loves the Filipino way, the way we are, the giving, the loving, and calling everybody auntie and calling everybody
using Vicks.
Using Vicks, it's by the way, using Vicks, that is really true from the beginning to the end. I really love Vicks Vapor Rub.
Actually, Tita, let me just tell you the story. So Lily loves Frozen. In Frozen 2, there's a scene where parang si Elsa was parang dying kasi parang something was not well with her and she couldn't breathe. So si Lily loves to play parang pretend with me. So mommy, you be Anna and I be Elsa. So siya daw yung parang she can't breathe. Tapos I go, but Elsa, di gano'n, nag-ano kami, arte-arte. And then sabi ko, don't leave me. And then ako pala yung nagsasabi, sabi ko, I can't breathe, Anna, I have to leave you. And then Lily goes, I know what you need, Elsa. You need Vicks.
That is great.
So Tita, you mentioned earlier, one of your regrets was having children too early. How old were you when you had your first?
Gosh, I was in high school. I was, FEU, Far Eastern University. In fact, when I got pregnant, my name was on the wall. I am a candidate for graduation. I did good in high school. Mm-hmm. I was very good in Spanish, English. Oh my goodness, But I got pregnant, and during our time, I don't know how old you are, but during my time, that's embarrassing. You got pregnant, and all of that without thinking of what is more important, even though you're pregnant, just go ahead, finish your schooling or what have you. That's a mentality now. Right. But before, it's not. It's more dignity, respect. Well, I wish I could have, because I wanted to be a doctor. I want to be a psychiatrist, but that went
it's not too late, Tita. We should study psychology together. We'll be glad.
Well, I'm already calling SNHU, and I would like to finish at least my journalism. I will finish that. I promise myself, not anybody, but I promise myself that is one of the items in my bucket list. Mm-hmm. So, one of the item in my bucket list is to see the Great Wall of China. So, but now I don't think it's there anymore.
Not yet.
So, yeah.
It can happen. Happen. Do you have any regrets? Like seeing now your children, seeing now your life, the way you were as a mom to them?
The only regret that I have really is not finishing my education, because I advocate, education to anybody. Because as you can remember some of Jokoy's joke, I make fun of him being a comedian, and because that is also true to the T, that I wanted him to be a degree holder, either a nurse or a doctor, a lawyer, something that he can hold on to.
What happened to Jokoy? Does that change your view about education? Because he's very successful now, even more successful than people with a bachelor's degree, perhaps.
That's been our joke. Has been his one step ahead of me when he talked to me, actually. And he always give me a look like, well, you want me to be a degree holder. So now who's paying for your mortgage?
What about your message for your children? You know, now that you are at the stage where it's now their turn to pamper you and take care of you, and now you've seen the fruits of your sacrifices as a mom.
I love all of you, and I'm always here. People will turn their back to you, or things will be not the way you expected it to be, but you have a home in Vegas. You have a mother in Vegas, and as long as I'm alive, you'll be okay.
Oh, that's a beautiful message to your children. Now, one last question. What kind of mother do you want to be remembered as? What kind of mother do you want your children to remember you by?
Jannelle, when my kids were young, actually my relationship with them is like a friend. Like somebody not of a parent, position. I joke with them. A joke that is beyond believable. I don't curse outside. I know all the curse in the world, believe me. But I am so disciplined that it's not of a woman. It's not a ladylike to just curse, because everybody can curse, right? Mm-hmm. The reason why I'm telling you this is that because my kids not hearing me cursing outside, and when we're home, we are so free, right? And if something happened, I will curse, and they will just die laughing. And I will use the dirtiest word that you want to hear. And they said, "Mom, my God." It might be corny to other people's ear, but that's how we are. We enjoy each other. We tease each other. Like I said, with Joe Coy also, he talked to me like a friend, so, but the respect is there. The mother and the daughter, and the mother and the son relationship is very, very stable. Yeah.
I love that. I think one thing that we can take away from this interview is the importance of sense of humor in parenting, in being a mom, right? Because, being a mom is so difficult, but if we have the sense of humor to laugh about it and share that laughter with our children, then we'll be all right.
Yes.
I love it.
And I just want to say something to you, Jannelle. Every time you have posting on Facebook, I am your avid fan. Your family is beautiful. Your son and your daughter, I mean, seriously, beautiful family.
Thank you so much, Tita. That means a lot coming from you. Happy Mother's Day to you.
Happy Mother's Day to you, and to our audience and to our listeners. Thank you.